In the following, Uğur, Şeyma, Gökçe, Emre, Akın, Hawla are going to represent the full cost and ways to reduce IT. Let's have a look on the content. It covers the full cost data for some of the low-cost carriers, then the same for the full-service carriers, the ways to reduce fuel cost, the potential savings in fuel for our airlines, and then you can see our sources which we used for this presentation. The full cost data for some of the low carriers. On this chart we can see the one for WestJet Airlines. The total cost in 2014 was $3.5 million US, and the total fuel cost was $1.09 million US. So the fuel cost covered about 31.1% of the total cost. If you look at Tiger Air, in 2014 they had a total cost of $786 million US, and with a fuel cost of $339 million US, the fuel cost covered about 33.1%. Germanwings, we are assuming that Germanwings has a similar chart since it is also a low-cost carrier. Delta Airlines is a full-cost carrier, and in 2014 their total cost was about 38.156 thousand millions, and the fuel cost covered 13.512 million US, which was a fuel cost of 35.4% of the total cost. Qantas Airlines had 31.584 million US of total cost in 2014, and the fuel cost was 8.992 million US, which is a little bit less than the other airlines, with 28.5% of the total cost. And Alaska Airlines is also full service carrier. They have made a total cost of $3.668 million US in 2014. The fuel covered $1.251 million US, and in percentage that's 34%. So let's have a look on the ways how to reduce fuel cost. If you're decreasing the weight of the aircraft in every area, you are going to have a lighter aircraft, which is going to consume less fuel. So you can replace the components of the aircraft with newer and lighter materials. For example, American Airlines are using now iPads instead of the flight manual. With this method, they saved yearly $1.2 million US. And also another thing that American Airlines did was they're not serving peanuts for the passengers anymore. With this option, they saved $1.98 a year. So the reducing an environmental impact of the fuel consumption is also a factor, and managing the operation and condition of an aircraft to minimize the fuel used on every flight. An example is that the airlines are operating the flights at the hottest hour of that they're not operating at the hottest flight of the day, and they're avoiding humidity, and also planning their flight path with wind blowing from the back, so this supports the thrust, and with this method they're reducing the consumption of fuel. And also for short distance flights, that they're not filling the fuel tanks to the limit. So making use of such options, Delta Airlines saved $13.512 million US in a year, so 1%, and WestJet Airlines, which is a low-cost carrier, as mentioned before, saved $1.090 million US. Here you can see our sources. Thank you for listening.